In this video, we will be creating a new user based off of Custom Webhook, and we'll make sure that that user is not being created without your permission as well. So to dive in, I have created a form already, really basic form submission. Form is create a user. And in this step, we'll choose Custom Webhook, which is a paid premium action. It'll cost you a bit of money, not that much. I'm sure it's worth it. So the event should be custom. The method should be post, and let me paste in the value for the user. I have another tab open so that I don't mess this up. The authorization would be none. The headers will be authorization, and here we'll paste in bearer space and then your API key. Your API key is your agency API key. Agency API key. I don't know why I typed it like that. But after this is done, this part I'm going to paste what I'm going to paste over here in the video as well. So we should have something like this going on. Okay, now this is the stuff that by default I'm putting like everything as false. Over here, your location ID goes, the location in which you want to create the user. Assuming it's going to be an account user, I can't think of a scenario where you would create agency admins and have something like this really wide open, but most probably it's going to be account users. So that's what I have over here, but you can change those. You can change this to agency, and you can change this to admin if you want. If you're creating account users, this is, you'll leave this as is, and that's it. Then you hit save. Content type needs to be application. Make sure you have the agency API key, bearer, agency API key. Just like this. Okay. And that should be enough to create a user. A few things you want to keep in mind, that you don't want to give this form that you created right here to anyone. You should be only giving it to people that you absolutely trust. Gohighlevel has now enabled an advanced security. I'm going to show you in a second. In your company settings, under advanced settings, you should, if you have this enabled, you won't be able to create users with API keys. You have to disable it. This is there for your protection, so disable it on your own risk. Let's go back to the workflows. Now, once you disable that setting, I would still advise that you have some form of approval mechanism. I'm going to show how you can do one of those over here, so to ensure that the users are being created under your supervision. Okay, now to do that, you first need to create a form that looks something like this. So in the form, you don't need any other fields. You can only have one button and one additional field that goes something like, that can be like a single line field. Let's create it. Approval, and you can save it here. I always miss that. Okay, we'll wait it. Okay, there we go. And you can hide this one. Okay, you need to copy this part. Okay, this is important. We'll copy this, and we'll also copy the URL. Preview. Once you have copied the URL of the form as well as the query key of that field, here's the step you need to create. There's going to be someone involved on the admin side to make sure that users are being created under some form of supervision. So we'll create a notification to that person. Send internal notification. We can do an SMS. And I'm going to do an assigned user for now. You can have it set to a particular user, preferably the person who is going to submit the form or someone who's like an admin. Okay, so here you would fill out their information saying that new user, you don't have to see this. This right here is something that you'll have. This is going to be the form link, and these are the URL parameters which are pre-filling the form that we just saw. If you notice, we didn't put anything to tie this to a contact, like not a phone number or email. What we're going to tie it with is contact_ID. We're going to equal that with contact.id field. Okay, now this will tie it. This will tie it with the contact that previously submitted the form. Even though this form is being submitted by a user, it's going to tie it with the same contact ID of the person that submitted the create user form, or whose information was created at that point. Okay, now hit save, and to have something like this, you can have it under an email if you don't want to have a higher Twilio cost or LC phone cost. Here you will create a wait step to wait for a specific condition to be met, and that specific condition is the approval field we created in the approval form, and we're going to wait for this field to not be empty. Okay, and we can have a timeout that goes. You don't have to have a timeout, but it's good to have a timeout. Well, 1 day is enough. Okay, so after 1 day, I like to hold the contacts inside the workflow. That's not what it's called. Okay, a random number of days. Hold, and that's it. Okay, now before I walk you through it, let me just make sure that you see which ones are false and which ones are true, and make this your own. That wasn't clear already. You have to make sure you enable only the permissions that you want to be enabled. I have enabled only the necessary, like the bare minimum ones. And so we're going to hit save right here. Now let's walk through the process. Someone submits this form called create user, and a notification goes out to the assigned user or a particular user, whoever you want to go out to. They see this link, they see the information, and they see this link right here. You click on this link and it opens up this form. Notice there is nothing that's like apparently tying it to any contact, but it is being tied to based off of the contact ID. And there's also a hidden field which is being pre-filled with true. Okay, let's go back. They submit this form and immediately the wait is over and the user is created. Hopefully this helped. This is mostly for people that want to have like a really detailed permission set that they want to repeat, and they want to like make the process faster, or there could be like other uses for this. And yeah, that's how I couldn't find any video for this, so I thought I should create it. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments.